Okay, let's do a little review here on the basic setup. And what I mean by that is trying to align our defensive players in a way that we can continuously and almost inevitably reproduce um, the way that we identify them. Okay, so what I mean by that is let's take a look at the defensive backs. Okay, these defensive backs, there's four of them in the game. That's pretty standard. We have three linebackers in the game, Sam, Mike, and Will, pretty standard, and we have four defensive linemen in the game. Now, if you can approach every single game and every single defense with this initial structure, it will help you. If you're going to be on a board in front of a coach or during your recruiting trip, somebody wants to go into the film room with you, this is the place to start. Okay, this is the place to start. If you get into this structure, when you're drawing something on the board, you can get to anything, get to any defense. And let's just kind of go over what we have here. There's always 7 players on the line of scrimmage. So you can see here that we have 5 offensive linemen, our tight end, who is Y, and our X, who is the split end, that is 7 on the line of scrimmage. So the Z, the H, and the F are all players that can go in motion. Typically, if we're going to be in a 2-by-2 set, you could have this guy in an open position. If he's on, he must be off. And if he was off, and this is a typical spread formation here. A little bit of other information for you. These numbers in college and high school field are 7 yards from out of bounds. The numbers themselves are 2 yards, and then top of the numbers here is 9 yards away. Okay, so what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for leverage, right? We're looking for what the defensive front is. In this case, the tight end is to the right. We have a 1 technique and a 3 technique over to the tight end side. That's an over front. If we had both guards covered, that would be an even front. If we were a 1 and a 3 shifted away from the tight end, right there, that would be an under front. Okay, that would be an under front shifted away in a 1 technique and a 3 technique. And then, of course, if we had an odd front, we have maybe like a 4I and a 1, maybe something like that. Okay, all we're looking for when we're talking about defensive fronts is these 3 players: the guard, the center, and the guard. Right. So if both guards are uncovered, it's odd. Both guards are covered, it's even. If they're shifted over to the tight end in a 1 and a 3, that's an over. If they're shifted away from the tight end in a 1 and a 3, that's an under. Okay. And just for more elementary stuff, talking gaps, this space right here where my marker is, this is the A gap, this is the B gap, this is the C gap. It goes the same way in the other direction. This happens to be Sam. Number 21 is the Sam linebacker. 6 is the Mike. And 15 is the Will. If I happen to have the lineup like this, for whatever reason, this would then be called the Sam. This would be called the Mike. And this would be called the Will. And I want to get you in the habit of not identifying who actually plays Sam. It doesn't matter to us who actually is playing Sam on the defense. If the tight end is here, we call him Sam. If the tight end is here, we call him Sam. That's our identification process, not who they actually have playing those positions. Let's get into the 4-4 for a second. We get into the 4-4 defense. Here we are. So it's important to know about the basic setup in order for us to understand this. Okay, so there are always 2 safeties in the game, and the 2 safeties that are in the game right now are this. This is 1 safety. Okay, that's 1 safety, and then the other strong safety is the linebacker to the tight end side. There he is right there. Those are the 2 safeties. Okay, why do we need to know that? Well, because now we have to find Mike, and if you didn't know those 2 guys were the safeties, you wouldn't know 6 was the Mike linebacker. That's the reason why, and that all goes back to your protection. Okay, so that's super important for you to understand that. So we come to the line of scrimmage, we're trying to identify the Mike. We know right away this is the Mike. Why? Because this is the strong safety and this is the free safety. That's how we know. All right, so that's really important for you to understand that. And then we're talking about leverage and apex positions. So if I have a will linebacker here, that's apex, splitting the difference between H and the M-man line of scrimmage. That's a zone principle. Does it always mean it's zone? No, but I mean, it is a zone principle. And then whether we have inside leverage or outside leverage or head up leverage. Remember, man to man is not determined on how close he plays. It's determined on whether he's inside or outside. Okay. So I think that's really important. Let's go to a 33 structure. I know, and when I get to 33 structures, we start to get into split field coverage where the nomenclature is a little bit different. So we'll pop 99 back here, and we'll get into our odd front, and we get into a split field um, concept. Okay, a split field concept where in a split field concept, they're going to split the entirety of everything that they're doing into half, right? So um, we have, in this situation, this is the read side, right? This is the read side, the strong side. This is the away side, the weak side. And when we're looking at this, this is the strong passing side. That's what the read side is known for, and this is the weak passing side. Typically in split field coverage, um, these guys here are box players. These guys here are strong side players, and these guys here are weak side players. Okay, let's talk about the names of these guys because it's slightly different. This is the free safety. This is nickel Sam. Okay, nickel Sam. This is front side corner. Okay. Over here, we have the rover safety is a weak safety. We have a corner, backside corner. And then this player here is known as the buck. Okay. And a lot of times he's a rush guy. He can be down in that position as well. But those are the basic terminology for the positions of these specific players. Okay. Again, rover safety is always away from nickel Sam. Okay. And the buck is typically always away from nickel Sam as well. So that those critical components of split field coverage. Okay. Let's back up one click and talk about big on big protection. Okay, so big on big protection. Remember, big on big, and that's the only protection we'll do here today. Our big guys have their down guys, and in this case, plus two linebackers. Okay, so in this case, we're talking about this. If we were going to come out, we'd have to give a directional call. So if we were going to go big on big, we would go potentially to the right, which would mean, these two would have those two, these two have those two, and then this player has the last box player. So if 6 comes up here, the fullback's going to take him. Okay. Let's back up to different structure here. Let's get back to conventional structure. We'll go, let's say we're going to 4-3 like this, 4 down. Okay. And if we were in this kind of a situation, we went big on big. Again, it would be our big guys plus their big guys and Mike, right? And Mike. So here we go. These guys have those guys. Whichever way we told our back to go, he would have the backer to that side. So if we're more worried about 99, we can get him picked up, send him that way, and then this becomes the quarterback's man. If this player rushes, the quarterback has to throw the ball. Okay. I think we have one more here, and if we were in big on big and we got a reduction like this, okay, the answer would be that our big guys are going to block their big guys, which tells this back, you can tell this back either to get 28 or 99. Now, some coaches will just say, well, he's going to step up and take either one. That's definitely a possibility, known as a dual read. Um, I think it's a little bit easier for us as quarterbacks to get one guy picked up for sure and then just be concerned about the other guy. But some coaches will say, hey, you're going to step up and dual read that 1 to 2. Okay. Um, but understand that teams get into these kind of structures here because they want to blitz in those gaps there, right? When they get everybody covered, that's where they want to come, and then it's incumbent upon the fullback to step up and make that kind of play.